Hi students, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru, starting a new session on current affairs. This is going to be the first part for the month of June 2025. As you can see that I am going to speak with you in English. That means the session will remain in complete English medium. If it remains in complete English medium, if you are not comfortable with the language, you can switch to the Hindi session. That is also there in the playlist. We record such sort of complete English medium sessions for our students who are from South India, who are from Northeast India, like the students who are in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Telangana. Those students who are actually not very well versed, those who are not very comfortable with Hindi, we record such sort of sessions for those students. But if you are comfortable, you can keep watching it. As you know that I am going to deliver topic-wise current affairs. It is June 2025's first session for the month. The session will be quite significant, believe me. I'll try to remain meaningful and relevant throughout the class. Please focus on each word what I speak. As the exam is out, SSC CGL is like out, you know that. So combined graduate level is what you have been preparing for. So let's start the preparation together. You will see all the questions in your exam, believe me. Be it has GS more. But nowadays all the exams have shifted their focus from static GS to static general studies to current affairs. You can see, you can take the exam, you'll realize it. What I'm saying is absolutely believable because I've been doing it for ages. So I know that you have to study more of current affairs. Let's start and then we'll talk later on. Topic-wise current affairs. As we are beginning with topic-wise current affairs, you'll realize that you're learning a lot because you will see at least 4 to 5 points or maybe more on one page. So just one page will give you 5 questions which are straight away going to be there in your exam. So stay focused throughout. India updates. First question is about Indian Navy. What is that? Are they introducing something? Yes. Actually, Indian Navy is set to commission its first anti-submarine warfare ship. Anti-submarine warfare ship. So when I refer to anti-submarine warfare ship, you must be thinking, is it really Indian Navy's first warfare ship? Actually, what I'm trying to convey here in this question is that Arnala is a kind of, it is basically a shallow water craft, shallow warfare craft. So as it is shallow water warfare craft, what you need to know here is that it is a ship, we all know that. Submarine is basically an undersea vehicle. So people assume that it has to go deep into the waters, but it is not that deep sort of vehicle. It is basically something which will remain on the shallow mode. As it is in the shallow mode, it is one of its kind. That means it is different from other submarines that we already have. So we are not saying it is actually first, we are saying in Arnala category it is the first. Now whatever is launched afterwards in this category with the first one, like Arnala is the first one, the category will be named as Arnala class submarine. Like you are probably aware what Kalvari class submarines are. So Kalvari is the first one. That is why the entire class has been named with the first of its kind. It is Kalvari. So Kalvari class submarines, similarly I'll call them Arnala class submarine. If you couldn't understand anything, the shorter way is just that first anti-submarine warfare ship has been commissioned by Indian Navy and the name of it is Arnala. That is it. You need not get into deep, get deep into it. Why? Because you'll not get questions out of that. The only understanding you need to possess is if a question is given you should be able to answer that, and that is the thing that we are looking for. I'm saying Indian Navy is set to commission, like they are about to commission something. What they are going to bring in Arnala class. What is Arnala? Arnala is basically first anti-submarine warfare ship. And what kind of ship it is? I said it is shallow water warfare craft. Now, 10th Governing Council meeting of Niti Aayog, right? Such questions are asked. The reason is, see, when you refer to Niti Aayog, something related to Niti Aayog is important, you know that. although people have a habit of leaving such questions, but you need to understand these are anything, whatever happens, whatever is done by the government, if they are actually arranging a meeting or any summit is taking place, you have to understand that these things are quite important. Here we are talking about Governing Council meeting of Niti Aayog, and it was happening for the 10th time. It was happening for the 10th time, and I was saying, what can be asked in it? What can be asked in it? They can ask you what's the theme. They want Viksit Bharat or Viksit Rajya. They want developed states for Viksit Bharat, and till 2047 they are aiming that all the states will be quite well developed. That is what they aim at. That is why Viksit Rajya for Viksit Bharat. Rajya is a state, if you know that. They want states to be developed by 47. Actually, what is going to happen in 2047? 100 years of our independence. Yes. So 100 years of our independence, 2047 is actually that year. So for that, they are writing it as Viksit Rajya for Viksit Bharat at 2047. So they are aiming something till that particular year, and they are writing it down here. Now, the second question is ISSF. We are talking about Shooting Federation, right? And some person, some athlete from our country who has won something like gold sort of, it is quite an important thing for you because it is ISSF. So we are referring to Shooting Federation. So it is international basically. So that is why ISSF Junior World Cup 25 in Suhl, Germany. First, know the venue that it is Suhl, Germany, where this ISSF Junior World Cup took place. Then you need to know that Kanak Budhwar. See, we are not referring to Budhwar as Wednesday. That's the title of the girl who could actually get gold for our country. So Budhwar is not Wednesday. Budhwar is her title. It is her surname. So Kanak Budhwar, gold in 10-meter air pistol. That is what she has brought for us. So it is quite a significant mark. You have to understand that. I'll repeat. I was saying that ISSF Junior World Cup took place in Germany. The exact venue is Suhl. Then I move on to the person who has brought gold for us in that. It is Kanak Budhwar, and I said in 10-meter pistol, air pistol, she has brought gold. Then Neeraj Chopra. We all know Neeraj Chopra, Olympic gold medalist for the country. We all know that. So we are all proud of him. So conferred the honorary rank of lieutenant or lieutenant, whatever you may call it, colonel in the territorial army. So in the territorial army, as you can see, somebody, you may have seen some other player as well. You have to mention it in the chat box, the player that has been given this rank earlier as well. Is that some cricketer? For a clue, just go and check that. Neeraj Chopra, Olympic gold medalist, conferred the honorary rank of lieutenant colonel or maybe lieutenant colonel, whatever you wish to call it, in the territorial army. So that question is important. That is significant. You know that. So learn it carefully. Now the question which is not, probably you're not able to read it. I'll actually, while moving up, I'll show it to you. So first, CISF to climb Mount Everest. Write it down clearly. If you don't make notes, it is actually difficult for you to retain all these points. There is no way you can do that. You can join our Telegram channel. We'll give you this PPT along with all the questions which can be there in your exam there on that channel. So if you look for PPT or PDF, you generally ask for it. So I'm just referring it to you that in the description box, you'll have the link. All the videos have, the description box. You have to check the logo before joining. We'll share all the information there, even about the exams also. Anyway, I said Indian Navy is set to commission its first anti-submarine warfare ship Nala. About to commission, about to just place it there in the Navy. 10th Governing Council meeting of Niti Aayog took place, and their theme, their motto, their intention was Viksit Rajya for Viksit Bharat at the rate 2047. So I'm saying 2047 is the year when India is going to complete 100 years of its independence. So So that point is important. For that reason, that point is important. Then ISSF Junior World Cup took place in Seoul, Germany. Kanak Budwar, it is Budwar, that's her surname. Be respectful. Gold is actually, she has brought gold in 10-meter air pistol. The next question is, Neeraj Chopra, Olympic gold medalist, has been actually given the rank, the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel in Territorial Army. Important. Geeta Samota. Geeta Samota is basically, she is an officer in CISF. So she has become the first CISF officer who could climb Mount Everest. I hope I could make things clear to you. The 72nd Miss World Festival actually held in Telangana, and you have to understand something. Because if such events do take place in our country, they become quite important for us. The name of the winner and the venue. The venue is Telangana. I'll say that once again. I'm saying 72nd number. Pay attention to it. So the event took place in Telangana. Pay attention to that detail where you have to just check that it was happening for the 72nd time. So the one which took place here in our country, it is of 72nd number. That micro detail is even significant. So pay attention. I said the 72nd Miss World Festival took place in Telangana, and who actually has been crowned, as the Miss World. The name is there on your screen. First, the girl is from Thailand. First thing first. The girl is from Thailand and her name is Opal Suchata Chuangsari, right? You probably have to read the name twice or thrice to learn it. I know it is difficult for you. You cannot learn it in just one go. Pay attention. I said 72nd Miss World competition took place, beauty pageant took place in Telangana. And I said the one who won that title, she is from Thailand and her name is Opal Suchata Chuangsiri, right? The next question. 58th Asian Development Bank's annual meeting took place in Milan, Italy. Can you see that? Try to learn the questions then and there. Otherwise, there is no scope. You will be able to learn it even afterwards. You have to understand. That is why I spend more time in explaining. Although I try to save time as well, because longer sessions are boring for kids. So that is why I try to keep them, quite small sort of sessions, so that I can give you more questions in less number of time. But still I try to talk more about them. 58 numbers, Asian Development Bank. Annual meeting took place in Milan, Italy. The next question is, new president of South Korea. I hope you understand that the section we are covering here is international news, international updates, right? So here we have to talk about international things which are significant from your perspective, from your exam's perspective. So new president of South Korea, the name of the person is Lee Jae-myung. If you watch Korean series, if you really watch Korean series, this name is not that difficult for you. So the name of the person is Lee Jae-myung. Lee Jae-myung is the name of the man who has actually become the president of South Korea. 50th anniversary of G7 meetings. Canada is the host. First, know that. I'm saying Canada is the host of. Is it possible for you guys to comment? No, not on the session, not about me. Comment the name of Canadian Prime Minister. Trudeau got replaced and somebody else could actually be the Prime Minister of Canada. The questions which you search, you are able to retain them for a longer period. Don't do anything, just go search. If you know the name, comment right away. If you do not know, it is an important question, let me tell you that, because for G7, our Prime Minister received a call, of course, the invitation is made to all, you know that. So which Prime Minister, like what's the name of the man? What's the name of the Canada's Prime Minister who called up our Prime Minister for the invitation? It's a general courtesy thing, it is done to all. 50th anniversary of G7 meeting. 50th anniversary of G7 meeting. This meeting will be hosted by, of course, Canada. So I'm saying Canada is the place where this meeting will take place. I've told you the venue, and G7 Leaders Summit. Now read the name. The place is in Canada, of course. If I tell you Alberta, Canada, that would work. But if you wish to go go into the detail, then Kananaskis, Alberta is the place. 50th anniversary of G7 meetings took place in Canada, will take place in Canada, that is what I meant. And G7 leaders summit that I'm referring to, Alberta, Canada would do. If you don't wish to go deep into it, that's not required. I've just written that. If you are quite keen on knowing what exactly the place is, then I've mentioned that. Otherwise, Alberta, Canada would do. The next question is Presidency of International Institute of Administrative Sciences. Let me tell you one thing. Students have a habit of leaving such questions, considering them unimportant, but that's not the case. Such questions are significant. Pay attention to them, especially their venue. I wish to tell you that it is Presidency of the International Institute of Administrative Sciences. First it is IAS, no, it is IIAS. So we are calling it Administrative Service, as we do that in IAS exam also. But here the first I is international. So International Institute of Administrative Sciences, not studies, sciences. That is the reason India has actually won the presidency of it. It is significant. So try to learn the name, and I'll repeat what I've taught you. I said in international news, the first thing I've taught you is 72nd numbers Miss World pageant, beauty pageant took place in Telangana. Opal Sujata Chuangsiri from Thailand became the Miss World. 58 numbers Asian Development Bank annual meeting took place in Milan. Milan is in Italy. New president of South Korea, Lee Jae-myung. 50th anniversary of G7 meetings took place in Canada. So as Canada was calling up, for the invitation, G7 leaders summit took place in Alberta, Canada. That is how you have to learn. Presidency of International Institute of Administrative Sciences. The host is going to be India for the same. And for that reason, this question seems important. Try to learn all the questions carefully. Next page on your screen is India Updates. Let's continue with that. India Updates Executive Chairman of the National Legal Services Authority, which is NALSA. See, the person who actually becomes, or holds that position is an important individual for us. The organization is also important. Why? Because the justice, like any judge of, the Supreme Court kind of person, already on the higher ranks, they are, supposed to hold such, higher ranks at NALSA. So I'm saying Executive Chairman of the National Legal Services Authority, Justice Suryakant, has actually, become that. I'll repeat, Executive Chairman of the National Legal Services Authority, Justice Suryakant. The next question is UPSC's chairman. This question will be asked for sure somewhere. The name of the person is Ajay Kumar. The next question is India and Japan's Chandrayaan 5, which is also known as LUPEX. Now, to detect water at moon's south pole, that is the plan they have in mind. Now they are planning to launch it in 27-28, and on Japan's H3 rocket it will be done. I'll repeat because I was pretty quick. Nobody is able to grasp that much that quickly. So let me rephrase it. I said India and Japan. Chandrayaan or LUPEX, it is 5, you must know it. When I refer to such a thing, H3 rocket of Japan will be dropping it, will be releasing it, will be shooting it upwards. So the catapult, like it goes up in the sky by H3 rocket, that is what you need to learn. Learn Japan's H3 rocket, first thing you have to learn. Second, the name you have to learn. Third thing is like, what is it for? It is for, basically they wish to search on the south pole of the moon. On the south pole of the moon, they wish to check if water availability is there or not. And when are they planning to launch it? 2027-28, that is the time frame they have in mind. Next question is investor centric. Investor centric portal recently launched by the Ministry of Ayush. They'll ask you what is it. I'll tell you. Investor centric portal. So it's a portal. The name of the portal is Ayush Nivesh Sarthi. You will not be able to type it in Hindi, so you will not be able to reach at such a portal. That's great. But anyway, They have done that. The name of the portal, even those people who are good at Hindi will not be able to type this much. Ayush Nivesh Sarathi. Ayush Nivesh Sarathi, investor centric portal recently launched by the Ministry of Ayush. The next question is Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, right? PMEGP is a credit linked subsidy scheme. They are just going to provide you loans, right? So you can, it is up to you. If you are a micro, small, medium enterprise, you can take loans from the government. Government is giving you the loans. So do it, do that, take it. Ministry of MSME. It is managed by, of course, micro, small, medium enterprises. I'll tell you what happens is people are not even aware that such ministries are there too. So you should be aware of it first of all, right? So Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises is there behind. Even if they give you in the option, you will not mark it as the answer because you are not aware that such a ministry is there. So try to learn it. I said Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Now they are thinking of generating employment for the youth. As youth is unemployed, we all know that. So we are saying they are planning to generate employment for the youth. Now it is basically what they are doing is they are actually coming up with credit linked subsidy scheme for MSMEs, of course, micro, small, medium enterprises, not for individuals, and it is going to be managed by Ministry of MSME. Let me make you revise all that. So what I've taught you till now, the revision is important because for once you don't understand that. Nobody understands that because it is that quick. The second time things do stay in your brains. So stay focused. I said India updates. We're talking about India, what is happening broadly here. Executive Chairman of the National Legal Services Authority, Justice Suryakant. UPSC Chairman Ajay Kumar. India and Japan's Chandrayaan-5, also called LoopX, planning to get launched in 27-28. The time bracket is important. They can ask you time as well, like when they are planning to launch it. To detect, of course, Moon's South Pole, the water availability should be detected. Then it will be launched by H3 rocket of Japan. Investor-centric portal, Ayush Nivesh Sarathi, launched by the Ministry of Ayush. Even that is important. PM's Employment Generation Program is basically a credit-linked subsidy scheme by Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises. Till now, I'm trying my level best to make you learn these questions. Please have that in mind that these questions are surely going to be there in your exam. Current affairs is not something that is an important, that is basically an interesting topic that you will pay attention to it. Everybody gets bored while reading current affairs, but the problem is that you do not know how to read these questions, where to pick them up. Like, of course, everybody, like you are a student, you understand that. It is difficult for you guys to even pick up the relevant questions for yourself. We try our level best to bring the relevant questions. So these questions are surely going to be there in your exam. You can see that I have been teaching these questions for ages now. So that much experience that I have is going to benefit you in the exam for sure. But you just have to have faith in me, and if you require these questions again stating the same thing, you can join our Telegram channel. I can give you the link if you wanted. You can comment, or we have already given it to you in the description box. You can check that. SSC CGL is out, Combined Graduate Level Exam. That's the main thing that you aim at. I understand that. If you wish to prepare for it, our numbers are given below. You can dial, speak with the executives. They'll guide you for the relevant course. If you're not willing to speak with anybody, go to online.vidyaguru.in. That's the website we have. You can go and select the course of your choice. You can join us from there. That's going to be very beneficial for you. You'll surely get a job somewhere. And let me tell you that clearly, once you start the preparation, you'll realize the difference. That can happen only, of course, by joining. But that's clearly up to you. Now, as we are moving ahead, with the questions, be focused and try to write. If you don't write, you don't learn. That's the funda we generally say we have. Please focus on that, and let's move on to the next page. India's first fully literate state, Mizoram. Yes, you'll be marking it Kerala as the answer. I know that. But please, there's a different question here, different state here. Yes. So it is the credible information. You must believe the title is state news. So we are keeping those states who, the states which could perform quite well, way better than other states. So in state news, important information, interesting information, not like boring sort of like other information, that we felt that's not very interesting. But this information is something which is going to stay in your brains. So I said Mizoram. Mizoram, India's first fully literate state where all people are literate. Now, the second question. Nai Disha, a path back to learning, an initiative for school dropouts by Delhi Police, right? So, Delhi Police is coming up with something. So Delhi Police is coming up with something like this. So they can ask you in the exam what Nai Disha is. You'll write it is a magazine. No, it is not. Nai Disha is basically new direction, and to those kids who are school dropouts, who are not studying, they left studying for some or the other reason, Delhi Police is calling them back. No, not to the police station. Of course, they want them to be literate. So they want them to study. So a path back to learning, that is what they aim at. Adi Shakti Abhiyan, a comprehensive women-centric welfare campaign by Maharashtra. They'll ask you what Adi Shakti Abhiyan, where is it from, like which state is behind it. So Adi Shakti Abhiyan, you may call it by UP or some other state, don't do that. It is from Maharashtra. Of course, they are working on the women development, they want their welfare, they are keeping their welfare in mind, they'll actually help them in many ways. One of the thing is the name is important and the state is important. Adi Shakti Abhiyan, of course, it is Adi Shakti. For women, Adi Shakti is not a male-centric scheme, you understand that. So I'm saying Adi Shakti Abhiyan, this drive, this scheme, Adi Shakti Abhiyan, what program they are coming up with, it is for women. First thing first, learn it that way. And the second thing is Maharashtra is behind it. Second, next question is the state government established Greater Flamingo Sanctuary at Dhanushkoti. See, Dhanushkoti, everybody knows it. It is in Tamil Nadu. It's a beautiful site. When you look at, such a thing in reels also, it seems to be heavenly. So Dhanushkoti is that. So Dhanushkoti, where Tamil Nadu government comes into the picture, and they keep on doing, of course, quite developmental things for the people who live there. So Tamil Nadu is the place, I'm saying, a state government established Greater Flamingo Sanctuary at Dhanushkoti. If you are aware what place it is, then the answer is quite evident. It is Tamil Nadu's government, coming up with Flamingo Sanctuary. Flamingo bird, right? So that sanctuary. The nature is of course beautiful. So they are doing something for the nature and try to learn these questions. Why? Because it is a sanctuary, right? The next question. Which state are you watching the session from? Can you just tell me that? It just comes across while teaching, like which state are you watching the session from? Please write it down. I'll be happy knowing that. The Fiscal Health Index by Niti Aayog, that is the reason it is important. Fiscal Health Index by Niti Aayog, and then I said the state remained on top is Odisha. That is it. You have to learn that much only. But if you are quite keen on knowing what other states are, Chhattisgarh and Goa are the successive ones. I was quite quick. I was saying Fiscal Health Index. It has to show the state of the states, like the plight of the states, how they are doing, what they are doing, and how good they are. I'm saying Odisha remained on top. Yes, not surprisingly, Odisha remained on top. So Fiscal Health Index is by Niti Aayog. Odisha remained on top. Chhattisgarh and Goa came afterwards. Now, National Conference on Environment 2025 held at Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi. Yes, it is National Conference on Environment. National Conference on Environment 2025. So I said Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi is the place where it took place. Right? Let me make you revise all that. So India's first fully literate state is Mizoram. Nai Disha by Delhi Police, bringing dropouts back to school. Yes. Adi Shakti Abhiyan by Maharashtra for women, of course. State government established Flamingo Sanctuary. Yes. Greater Flamingo Sanctuary at Dhanushkoti. It is Tamil Nadu's government. Fiscal Health Index, Odisha remained on top. Fiscal Health Index is by Niti Aayog. You have to learn that information as well. That detail is also significant. National Conference on Environment took place in Vigyan Bhavan, Delhi. Now look at the last page. Yes, that's the end of the session. Don't be happy about it. Why? Because you have to learn more questions. You have to perform well in your exam which you are preparing for. So whichever competitive exam you are preparing for, we can help you with that. So you can call up, or I told you, you can go to our website and SSC CGL is there. Don't wait for the last date. Combined graduate level exam that you are aiming at, try to fill the form as early as possible, please. Important days and dates on your screen. World Food Safety Day. So 7th June is the date when we celebrate Food Safety Day. World Food Day is not, the one we are referring to. We are not going to eat all or everything or whatever source we get it from. So we are talking about World Food Safety Day is observed on 7th of June. World Environment Day is observed on 5th June. That you must know because it was there in NCERT also. So people are already aware. 5th June we celebrated as Environment Day. Theme is important. Beat plastic pollution, or somewhere if it is written as put an end to plastic pollution, no problem. It is the same thing that we are talking about. I'll repeat. I said beat plastic pollution or put an end to plastic pollution, because at multiple places you will see it as put an end to plastic pollution. One and the same thing. Their motto, their aim is like plastic pollution should come to an end. World Environment Day, because the environment does not want plastic anymore. Now World Ocean Day. Ocean Day is celebrated on 8th of June. Milk Day is on 1st of June. There were two important days that I have missed for the month of May as well, so I've actually added them. World Day Against Child Labour. So World Day cannot be for child labour. We cannot make children work. Not that way. I'm saying we cannot make them learn otherwise, like in factories or in dangerous conditions. So kids have to be, should not actually be working, when like below some age. So that criteria is everywhere. Now the question is World Day Against Child Labour. We cannot be in favor of it. Of course it is against child labour. Read it carefully. And this day is celebrated on 12th of June. The next day I wanted to make you learn, it is World No Tobacco Day. It's not Tobacco Day. It is World No Tobacco Day. We are not going to use tobacco. It is No Tobacco Day. It is observed on 31st May, and on 11th May National Technology Day is celebrated too. Let's revise all these questions. I said World Food Safety Day is observed on 7th June. World Environment Day is observed on 5th June. Beat plastic pollution is the motto, is the theme. Oceans Day on 8th June. Milk Day on 1st June. Against Child Labour. World Day Against Child Labour. It is observed on 12th June. 31st May is No Tobacco Day, and National Technology Day is observed on 11th of May. Now, if there is any question that comes across your mind, you have it in your mind, which nobody is able to answer, even regarding the form, you can type it in the comment box. We'll try to answer it there and there. Thank you so much for watching, guys.